Hello everyone, I am Tiina-Mall. I'm so grateful, happy, and also quite scared to be here today. Today, I am going to share a story with you. It's about how me and my best friend Riina decided to build a sex-positive brand. We discovered that there is still so much shame, stigma, and embarrassment around topics like sex, sexuality, and pleasure in general. Thanks, patriarchy, for fucking that up for all of us. We decided that we are going to fight against this fucked up sex industry. Even if it means post by post, story by story, we are going to do it. And we understood that everything starts from ourselves. So the year was 2020. The huge corona pandemic has just exploded, and me and my friend, we were like, okay, how can we survive this fuckery? And we were like, I think we should walk. So we decided to walk and talk. More or less, we walked about 20,000 steps each day. During the best days, we had around 30,000. So one day, while walking around near Kopli, somewhere in Tallinn, we stood in front of this electric booth and started to talk about sex. And we realized it was kind of uncomfortable to have a real conversation about sex. Not just some chit-chat about some partners we have had, but some real issues. It even felt uncomfortable to say clitoris, but that was to my best friend. And then we continued, and we started to talk about sex stores. And what we said to each other is that, don't you feel that every time you open an online sex store or just walk into one, you feel like 100 or 1,000 dildos want to attack you at the same time? So the normal reaction is, I'm going to close that shit. No, that is not for me. I feel scared. So Riina said, okay, but what do you think? Imagine if there was a sex shop that only has, 1 to 2 main products. How do you feel? What do you think? Would that fly? And then she answered, oh, no, it doesn't fly, and started to walk. I was like, whoa. Wait a minute. What do you mean it doesn't fly? If we have this issue, I think there are others. So we decided that we are gonna go to the store, buy a bottle of wine, and go and write it all down. How we are gonna change the world by creating a non-sexy sex store that is created from woman to woman. So we wrote it down, but agreed. Tomorrow morning, when we wake up and we still feel that it's a good idea, we will do it. So we slept on it, called to my friend, and asked, so shall we do it? And she was like, I guess so. So this is the story of how Naked Love was born. What you see here, obviously marketing people who like rainbows and unicorns, this is our value proposition. We like to write stuff down, obviously. So what we decided that this brand is gonna be based on values such as courage, freedom, curiosity, and confidence. Because we knew that when we are gonna base the entire brand on these values, we can't really go wrong. Because we will never say that we are the experts or sexperts or however you wanna call it. We are just two curious women who want to bring these topics out in the air and to start talking about this. And then what does a real company also need? For example, it needs a bank account. Really normal thing. So Riina went to one of the Estonian banks and sat down and said, so we would like to open a bank account in your bank. And the guy said, sure, what do you want to sell? And Riina said, sex toys? And then the guy was like, ooh, okay, give me a minute. He went somewhere, came back and said, I'm sorry, but we cannot open a bank account for your company. She was shocked, went out of the bank, called me and said, Tiina-Mall, we can't open a bank account. And I was like, what the fuck? How is this possible? So we wrote them a letter asking, why can't we open a bank account? Like, why? We have other sex stores out there. And then we got an answer, a decent answer, but it said, well, this needs a special procedure in our bank because the products you want to sell is in the same category as military weapons. So these, seriously, like thumb-sized bullet vibrators are treated the same way as a fucking weapon. So we were like, okay, this empowered us even more because we were like, we had no idea how big of a problem that was. Don't worry, we managed to open another bank, a bank account. It only took 15 minutes, so go Swedbank, yay. And yeah, so this is our story so far. And then what's the next thing your company needs? I think it's the logo. So meet the clitoris. When we were looking for the right logo, we were like, maybe we should use some hearts, something approachable, because we don't want to associate it only with sex. So we decided it needs to be the clitoris. And it's because when we showed our logo to many of our friends and asked them, what do you think is on the picture? They said, I think it's the hanger. We were like, well, yeah, kind of, but no, it's actually the clitoris. And it's normal to have this sort of response because we talk, and not only talk, actually in the medical world, the clitoris, the entire clitoris was discovered 1998. Why are you laughing? This is our sex coach. So I will not get my distracted. So, what does this illustrate? It illustrates the fact that the clitoris, the entire clitoris, was discovered at the same year that Viagra was invented. So if in the medicine world we are already dealing with the problems that men have, and we already have the cure, but we even don't know how women's anatomy truly looks like, then what the hell do we expect from each other? So the next thing was our webpage, because we are gonna sell one or two products. So why is it important? It was also that I met the guy, really friendly guy, and I kind of described him, what we are going to do, what we plan to do, what was our agenda, our values, and he said, stop. I already got you. I know what you need. I was like, perfect. Oh my God, this is great. So what do I need? And he said, well, I did a similar page for a Finnish company, some cosmetic brand, plastic surgery, and I understand that your page needs to be really discreet. And I was like, shit, we need to find another person who makes us the e-store, because he got it all wrong. We did not want the fucking discreet web page. Our packaging, messaging, whatever. This was the exact opposite of what we were trying to do, because we were trying to normalize it, unsexualize it, but at the same time trying to be proud and talk about it. So, I think we got a pretty decent, cool-looking webpage, so all went well. And then on to the hero of the story, so to say, our product. What we did, what we really wanted to do with this one is that we're going to start with the basics. Never said that we have the best vibrator in the world. No, definitely not. We just said that we want to change the context around sex toys. So we put it into a nice, approachable, fun-looking package for when a person receives it, when she or he buys it, it feels enjoyable, fun. And you can actually give it to your friend, in my case, give it to your mom, and not feel embarrassed about it. And also, yeah, we sell socks as well. Why? Because just to mess it up, but in a sense that actually wearing socks during sex helps you get orgasms, because warm feet, it's connected. So we had the product ready, and then what did we do? We launched our brand. And also, in the beginning, when we started, we were like, okay, so whatever happens, we are not going to be the faces of our brand, because we will still feeling embarrassed and shame. And we were like, okay, so what do we need to do in order to succeed? Well, we need someone who knows what they're doing, like really knows, and can take the responsibility, and can validate our ideas, and can say, girls, not sure. And we found our experts. Kristina Birk-Vellemaa, the one I was trying to make a joke before. Woohoo! We knew that when we have scientific, brains behind us, we can be courageous while talking about important subjects like sex. Okay, so when we managed to do pretty well with the PR side and the media. So what happened? We needed to get packing, because we sold out during our first month. So really nice packing, and then we just shipped the pleasure away. So, and now on to the key product of Naked Love, and that is our content. Our initial dream was never to sell vibrators. It would be a nice side effect, but it was to build a community, and it was to give out content and to have fun with it, and to truly speak about subjects that are related to sex. And so that people would understand that it starts from so much further away than your bed, room, or kitchen, or whatever the room is. It starts with the communication. It starts with the relationship with what you have with your body. So body positivity, huge topic. And also, still, we can't get over from the clitoris, so anatomy, passion, and one of the main topics is consent. And I think this is the topic that made us realize that we are actually doing something really important. Because when we engage with our community, when we ask them questions, and we reposted their answers, in the beginning no one actually answered, so I was like, should I be the first one who answers? Otherwise, it's pretty bad. Rina was like, yeah, sure, you can post an answer. So I started the conversation, and the rest followed. Everyone started to send their stories, their opinions. It felt like people were waiting for a, sort of environment where it's okay to speak, even, for example, subjects like, I don't want to have sex. Is that normal? So we were like, yes, that is completely normal. And then back to the consent. It's like an umbrella for our brand, because everything starts from there and ends there. And that's our mantra. Everything is okay as long as you have consent. You can want whatever you want. You can feel whatever you feel. Just remember, you need to have consent. And then there were subjects that needed more and more and more explaining. So we have a blog where we talk more or less about the same subjects, but in a longer format. We had a podcast where we still discussed even more to normalize it. And then we ended up with the biggest treasure that we could possibly imagine to have. And that is our community. And we felt like first time that this has been a true journey, meaning that when we are raised, women specifically, to be the good girl, to be the one who does everything that is expected of her, and to exceed. And one of the things is, women see each other as competitions. We see each other as, I want to be better than you. But then during that journey, that discovery, we also, while talking about sex, we understood that the real success lies in the fact that strong women support other women. And this is where the power is. And why is it so important to talk about on these subjects? It's because when you talk about shame, when you label it, what happens is that it becomes less scary. And due to that, it doesn't stay stuck inside of you. So, my message to you all is that talk to your partners, communicate with your friends. If you recognize that there is a feeling inside of you that doesn't feel good, then maybe it's time to deal with that feeling. So, everyone, let's talk more about sex. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. I have quite a few questions from the audience. Thank you very much. This is the record amount of questions as well, so people are interested in the topic.
Okay, perfect.
So let's ask, how are you coping now with being the face of Naked Love?
Actually, as the final sentences were, I feel that it's empowering. And at least for ourselves, we have managed to normalize it. I even talk with my mother, and last week she called me when we released our second product. She was like, Tiina-Mall, where the hell are you? I'm like, what? What do you need? I wanted the rose vibrator, because I'm going to a birthday party and I need to bring a gift. I was like, Mom, I love you. So yeah, coping.
What is the next step in your journey? More products or an even bigger community or something else?
Okay, I try to be honest. Okay, if I had to choose brutally, to sell 500 vibrators versus 500 new community members, honestly, I would choose 500 new community members. But saying that, I think slowly, wisely, we are going to expand a bit our range as well.
Okay, that's good to know. Do you think AI will enter the sex tech industry, and in what form?
I think yes, of course. Especially, I'm a big fan of ChatGPT as well and all that. So maybe it's also at some point a conversation starter, for example, to help us communicate. Right now we have the good, nice little cards, for example, to ask what to ask from our partners. Yeah. So maybe we have some sort of intellectual partner who we can bounce off some ideas. So I think I will go everywhere.
I guess shame is one of the biggest things that keeps people back from talking about it. So
exactly.
having an AI who actually knows how to answer these questions might be a good thing.
And listens without being afraid of being judged.
Do you? This is actually like something from myself. Like, do you feel like you're pushing against the wall when you're talking about stuff like this? Because like there's a wall of shame between you and perhaps the people when you're approaching topics like this? Is it difficult to get through that wall in a bit or not? Or has it gotten better over the years?
Yes, I think it's getting better because the awareness is raising. Sometimes the awareness can get a bit crooked in a way that we have some narratives in the society that should not be the main narratives when we are talking about sex, sexuality and shame, and that even people can have had traumas. So it's really important to also check and validate where and from who this information comes from.
Okay. How would you describe Baltic sex culture in one sentence? And which countries do you cover as well? 2 questions in one. I like the first one, yeah.
Baltic sex...
sex culture. How would you describe Baltic sex culture in one sentence?
It's getting more sex positive.
Okay, that's a very good one. And which countries do you cover is the follow-up question, as in...
Right now only Estonia, I'm so sorry.
Okay. Have you thought about creating courses or other type of educational programs?
Sure, and this is the also maybe where we know we have the curiosity limit at some point, but we don't, because we don't see ourselves as experts still. We rather collab with experts and drive people to people who actually can provide needed information. So but we definitely are going to collab in the future with some cool sex coach like Kristina.
Okay, and sort of product question as well. Did you perform a user research before production?
I'm pretty sure that came from Janek.
No,
okay.
No. I have a name.
Okay. I was quite sure this will pop up in every podcast or wherever we have been. It's like, how did you find your perfect product? So we were like, yes, we had a test group, friends and family. So and basically that's how we found it.
Okay. Thank you very much. That's all we have time for. Thank you very much.